If you look at your savings account, you're probably getting less than 1% interest on your savings. So I'm gonna go over the 3 best high yield savings accounts of 2021 that can help you get between 3 and 4% interest. So why is it so difficult to get a good high yield savings account that actually offers a decent interest rate? All this is gonna go back to what the Federal Reserve or whatever your central bank is setting their interest rates at. Towards the end of 2019, we saw interest rates that were right around the high 1.5 to 2%. That meant you could easily find a high yield savings account that gave you anywhere between 2 and 3% interest on your money. But with the pandemic rolling out, the Federal Reserve cut their interest rates to almost zero, and in some cases over the past year, it was zero. And even some central banks across the world had negative interest rates. Well, this is great for you if you're trying to go get a mortgage or get a personal loan. If you're trying to put your money somewhere and get a decent interest rate on it, you're gonna be very few and far between options that'll actually help you out. Going over to NerdWallet, we can see they list out the best interest rates across various high yield savings accounts that you can find for any given month. And for the month of May for 2021, they listed their top 7. But we can see here, even their top ones that they're offering only have 0.5% interest. And as you go down, basically it gets worse. Even with an account that I used to have with American Express, even though they're a pretty sound bank, they're only offering 0.4% interest on your money. And with the highest inflation that we've seen since 2008 and the Great Recession, having less than 1% interest on your money means that it is just being eaten up by inflation. So this brings me to the first high interest rate that you're gonna see, and that's gonna be with T-Mobile Money. They advertise up to 4% interest on your money in here, and this is actually a checkings account compared to the savings accounts that I'm gonna mention in 2 other banks in this video. So the big thing here is they advertise 4% APY on your money, large network of no-fee ATMs, you get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit, and it is FDIC insured. All 3 banks that I talk about in this video are FDIC insured. I'm staying away from even the double-digit crypto savings accounts that are being advertised out there. And if you want to know why, you can see it in the card that I'm dropping right here in the corner of the screen. So kind of diving into T-Mobile Money. So it is a checking account and it's advertising up to 4% interest. But what is the catch? We can see here when we scroll down and look at the fine print, it goes over it. So the good thing is that they offer 1% interest to anybody without any caveats and no cap on how much money you can deposit. But let's get into the fine print. So you can only earn the 4% interest onto the first $3,000 in your checking account. Past that, it's 1%. But to be able to even earn the 4% on just the $3,000, there's 3 caveats that you gotta check the box. The first is that this is only gonna be available to T-Mobile customers that are on a post-paid wireless plan. So all of those of you with prepaid plans, you're gonna have to switch if you wanna make advantage of this higher interest rate. The second thing that you have to do is you're gonna have to go in and sign up with your T-Mobile ID for T-Mobile perks. Now, that's probably the easiest step here just because it's all it takes is you actually sign up for an online account. Get a username, password, bing and boom, done. The last thing, which I think is the most inconvenient and which is what is making me consider switching my money out of T-Mobile Money, is that you have to have 10 qualifying purchases every single month to be able to actually earn that 4% on the first $3,000 deposited. Now, who is this account good for? This account is good for somebody that doesn't like credit cards, maybe they're a Dave Ramsey fan, and they prefer to spend with their debit card only. Great thing here is you're easily gonna get those 10 transactions every month, and because of that, you'll get an extra 3% interest earned on your $3,000 in the account. And even if you're not a T-Mobile customer, you're still gonna get 1% on all your money deposited, which is pretty close to twice as much interest as you're gonna earn anywhere else. So this takes me to the next account that I want to talk about today, and that's going to be Yotta Savings. Now, Yotta really came on the scene in 2020 because they have their base rate for a savings account, but beyond that, they also have a prize system, hence the name Yotta, very similar to a lottery-based system to inspire you to save more. Now, the thing here with Yotta is that they have a 0.2% flat interest rate, regardless if you win any prizes or not, which is on the lower end compared to other high yield savings accounts like American Express or what you might find through like Goldman Sachs or one of their subsidiaries. Now the big thing here, and it can really scratch your gambling itch if you have one, is that you can win prizes every single week, all the way down from just 1 cent, but you could potentially be that one lucky person that gets up to $10 million. Now, the potential to win that high prize should not inspire you or motivate you to put your money in Yotta. You need to consider the whole picture. So how do their actual prize systems work? So actually going over to the official rules at Yotta, it talks about how do you get a ticket. So you're going to deposit your funds with the Yotta app. There's not a way to deposit it on the actual website itself from a desktop. Everything is through the mobile app. So for every $25 you deposit, you're going to get one ticket, and you're going to be able to play that ticket every single week. Now, the catch here is that you're going to get only one ticket per $25 up to the first $10,000 that you deposit. After that, you're going to see some pretty sharp diminishing returns, and for every additional ticket that you want above the $10,000 threshold, you're going to have to deposit $150. That drops it from 6 to 1, which is a pretty big thing to consider. But if you have less than $10,000 that you're going to keep in your savings account, Yotta might be a good fit for you. Depending on which website that you look at that have actually had Yotta savings accounts, you're looking around an average APY of 2%, factoring in that base rate of 0.2 plus whatever prizes that they win. So if you have less than $10,000 to save, you could be getting right around 2% APY, and it could be a good fit for you. Another note that I want to add on to Yotta is that with any other sort of traditional savings accounts, you're going to be paid a 1099 INT for the interest that you earn. Now with Yotta, you will get that for the base 0.2% interest that you earn, but for any prizes that you get, you're going to be getting a 1099 as if you were a contractor. Now this isn't going to change the amount of taxes that you pay on your earnings. It is just something to note that you should be looking out for two forms of documentation. Your standard 1099 INT as well as a 1099 as if you were a contractor working for Yotta. Now, this is going to move me into the last bank that I want to talk about, and that's going to be H.M. Bradley. This is a new fintech, started up beginning of 2020, and they advertise up to 3.5% APY on the money that you deposit. Now, this is where I'm going to actually go back again into the fine print, and we got to look and see what they're talking about. So really, it's only going to be 3% on the money you deposit. That additional 0.5% is going to be coming if you use their credit card as well. For me, it's not worth it. I like using my 2% back cashback card from Citi, and that's easily going to beat out that additional 0.5% that I would get if I use their credit card. So they actually have savings tiers. It goes all the way from the top one that they advertise, which is the 3% APY, all the way down to 0.5% APY. And how you get into different tiers is going to be depending on your spending habits. You're going to get into the top tier if you save 20% of the money that you deposit. You don't actually spend it. Now, if you're using this like I would for your emergency fund, that should be no issue. But you're not actually going to be eligible for that top tier of earning 3% when you first sign up with H.M. Bradley. You have to stay and maintain that 20% savings rate until the next calendar quarter. So every 3 months, I would highly recommend if you want to sign up at the end of a quarter. So that way you hit that savings percentage and that you're able to move your money in and start earning that actual top tier of 3% sooner. So looking here, you're going to get your top tier of 3%. When you first sign up, you'll be in at the tier 3, so earning 1% interest, and that's pretty good. The big thing that is a catch here is that H.M. Bradley does not have an unlimited cap on what you can earn that interest on. It actually caps out at $100,000. Now with other accounts, they might pay you less at whatever their cap threshold is. It's like with T-Mobile at $3,000, then it drops back down to 1%, and then it's going to be 1% for everything. But with H.M. Bradley, once you pass the $100,000 threshold, you're going to earn nothing, goose egg, nada, on any money you have in excess of that six-figure number. This isn't going to impact most people, and if you have more than $100,000 in savings, you should probably be putting it into an investment to actually get you a higher return on your investment. But that is just something to be aware of. Kind of the risks that are associated with H.M. Bradley is that it is still a very new company. It's only 1 year old, and there's no way that they're going to be able to maintain that 3% in perpetuity. The reason that they're able to pay it out right now is to be able to gain new customers. They're using some of their startup cash to be able to pay it out. They're definitely losing money because with the Federal Reserve setting the rate at close to 0%, if not 0%, depending on the day, there's no way that H.M. Bradley will be able to maintain this forever. But if you're able to jump in on early and take advantage, if you're only getting a couple quarters, maybe a couple years before they drop that savings rate, it's going to be extra money in your pocket that's going to beat most other options out there. So again, just kind of going through it, H.M. Bradley is going to offer you 3% APY up to $100,000. Yotta is going to be offering you the 0.2% base value plus whatever prizes that you win. You win more prizes based on your lottery tickets up to $10,000, and then it tapers off pretty sharply. And then T-Mobile, you're going to be getting 1% on all of your money. And if you meet those 3 caveats, check the boxes, you can get 4% on your first $3,000. And no matter which option you go with, it's going to beat whatever the other traditional banks are able to offer. So between T-Mobile Money, Yotta, and then HM Bradley, one of those accounts is going to be a good fit for you. And if you have an account that beats all three, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching today, and until next time, just remember to pinch a little.
Thanks for watching. And if you liked this video, make sure to check out the video that's on the left-hand side of your screen.
Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like more great content, and to support our channel.